Hey Vaush, have you seen the reactions of Indian YouTubers to Zoran's primary win? I'm saying this in the least racist way that I can. Why the f would I ever look for Indian YouTubers' opinions on anything? I would have a better chance of getting a good take from Russian YouTubers. Jesus. His ass is not in programming? No, his ass is not. Dark woke. I mean, what if you ask me, like, have you seen Israeli YouTubers react? It's like, well, no, I haven't, and I probably never will. At least not of my own will. No, because they're being very racist? Yeah, they're Indian. It's a block of like 1 billion internet-using people, and seemingly the vast majority of them are like really right-leaning. Their main contribution to the English internet at the moment is glazing Israel and being horrible to Muslims. Like, yeah, I'm aware. That's overwhelmingly like that is the tide of influence. Christ, I can't wait for Modi to get replaced. As if it won't be someone way worse who replaces him, lol. We'll see how it goes. Do Indians have a unique / interesting take on Zoran? Islamophobia would be my guess. Is it over for India, though? Because I'm from India and I'm so black-pilled at the moment for India. Nothing's ever over, okay? There's nothing about India or Indians that is naturally reactionary. Right now it's reactionary, in the future it might not be, you know? Also, don't Indian feminist activists put the fucking work in? Like, it's not as though like nothing is happening in India. You're always going to see a disproportionate influence like of Indians on internet culture because there's literally 1.4 billion Indians. I don't know. Sometimes stuff like this does make me wonder about like the wisdom of having everyone on the internet in the same internet. You know what I mean? The only real comparison I can think of is like China maintains a kind of like hegemony over its internet space, but it does seem odd that like if English is the global language, which it is for business, you know, that you can have countries' discussions of their own politics get overwhelmed by other countries. By the way, America does this all the time, right? Right now, we're the main group doing that because every time, look at what Elon was doing, right? Like, we own the internet. We have immensely disproportionate control over the internet. So anytime there's an election in a little country like, compared to us, a little country like the United Kingdom or Germany or the Netherlands or Sweden or Norway, you have a bunch of like insane American right-wingers going, you know, Muslims, da-da-da, and like really influencing things abroad. We literally like give money directly and indirectly to right-wing groups overseas. Russia takes control of the same principle through funding. India doesn't fund right-wing politics abroad, but by virtue of having a generally reactionary, you know, citizenry, they have a disproportionate influence just by numbers. So sometimes it makes me wonder, like, is the global internet always a good thing? Maybe there should be some kind of like limitations, or maybe it should be like, I don't know. Because in America, it's not a big deal because we are the top dogs, right? But if I imagine being in like a little country and it's impossible to ever talk about your culture, your language, your community, your anything, because everything's dominated by like other countries' discourse and their opinions on you. And that would really frustrate me. The Argentinian subreddit got flooded with English-speaking posts during elections. Yeah, that shit, like, it seems weird. And it does kind of contribute to the whole world being homogenized, doesn't it? You have all these unique, vibrant cultures, but everything gets turned into the same, like, culture slop, where, you know, it's all Marvel movies and the same internet lingo. Everything becomes the same, basically. But you wouldn't want to cut off communications between countries, because that's also fucked up. I don't know. I kind of wish it was, like, my vision is, like, every country is a forum, and you can visit other forums, but it's a little bit of a pain in the butt to do so. So if you really want to go over and take a look at, like, I don't know, Argentinian internet or Brazilian internet or whatever, like, you can, and you can talk and you can flourish there and make friends and communicate and so on. But I feel like everyone using the same fucking social media sites means that it all kind of blurs together. I don't know. There has to be a way to square this circle. There has to be a way to, like, encourage local autonomy and local culture without cutting off international communities. Because that's fucked up. I wouldn't want to do that. I wouldn't want to say, like, you know, well, Nigerian internet should be for Nigerians. Because I think Like, I don't think Nigeria should be for Nigerians in the sense that no one can visit it like normally. Vaush has open borders, but not internet lol. You need to listen, because you're strawmanning me. You get what I mean, though, right? Sometimes it annoys me a little bit that, like, there's a 75% chance that any given Nazi post on Twitter is being done by a Filipino or an Indian. And, like, that does bug me a little bit, and I know they're only doing it because Elon's blue check system means they get, for their, like, for their community, a very good wage by doing, like, Hitler shit posting. That does bug me a little bit. I think that's a really toxic incentive. But America is, like, not the victim here. We're overwhelmingly the perpetrator. You know, like, we cause these problems for other people, so I can't pretend to be the victim. Maybe create a separate internet for a specific country. Yeah, you have, like, different channels. Like, you have kind of like an American internet, and it's like a formalized distinction, and then you have other countries' internets. I think, and you can still go to them, but it's distinct. I think there's some value to that. Yeah, like IRC channels, basically. I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to think about it a lot. But none of this is going to happen anyway. None of this is going to happen anyway, so fucking whatever. Yeah, I like thinking of it as a forum, where you can join other forums, but you kind of have, like, your root forum. I don't like thinking of it as, like, everyone should be kept separate, because people shouldn't be kept separate. It's like open design planning in a house. You want the house to feel, like, open and easy to traverse, but you also want to have distinctions between different areas and spaces. You want to have, like, the kitchen area and the dining room area and the living room area. You know, you want there to be some kind of ordering to it, because otherwise it just feels like you're in a warehouse. I think this exists to a large degree. You're just ignorant of it because you're English speaking only and don't see a lot of other language content. I don't think that's true. I know foreigners, I know immigrants who have expressed frustration at the extent to which American internet influence has kind of crushed their like regional culture and the way it expresses itself online. I think that is a common issue. I know it's an issue with the fucking Indians and the blue checks, okay? But that's like a minor version of it. I'm talking about, like, broadly. I'm not saying those circles don't exist. I'm just saying, like, there is a lot of toxic overlap, you know? Whatever. Also, this kind of thing's been happening forever. For example, the influence of French culture in England. Yeah, but I don't have an issue with culture influencing one another. That's fine. Culture should influence each other. I'm not a cultural chauvinist or anything. I'm just saying it's about communities blurring to a point where you lose meaningful cultural distinctions, and those distinctions are important, right? Just because things influence each other doesn't mean everything should be the same, you know? You don't want everything to be Marvel slop. You want, like, culture to be like a language or many languages that grow and develop. I don't know. I'm just providing an example. I'm just providing an example. No, I know that, Terry Whitley. Okay, sorry, I got distracted. I know this isn't your intention, but you accidentally described 2015 era alt-right onboarding. I really don't think that I have. At all. Especially because right now in 2025, the alt-right onboarding is being done by Indians with blue check marks who are pretending to be base trad white boys in Ohio. You know? I would say, if anything, I'm actually fighting against, like, an instrument of capital. Not really, like, in favor of it. Yeah. No.